Hello, welcome to my podcast from Monterrey, Mexico. I was reading this book about stereotypes, what kind of stereotypes we have about people. And I was thinking about these people who have a lot of success and they are very popular, they are famous people. And then suddenly something happens in human relationships, in leaderships. These people start to gain fame, popularity, money. They are usually very creative. They have a lot of freedom to take decisions. People start to know them online or in a concert or whatever their job is. And then something happens and everything goes down. Everything breaks. The best friend becomes the best enemy or the worst enemy. People who try to ruin their reputation, people who try to put them down, and how can they deal with this image others have? Why is this happening? Why rather people don't focus on how to help others in their image and their work? And rather than fight against others, collaborate with others. Why successful people sometimes have all this negative energy and they have to deal with this energy, and it seems that they need these negative opinions and negative energy to grow up, to be more mature, to take risky decisions in their lives. Because famous people and popular people take different decisions in their personal lives too. They have a personal life. They have a personal life that has a right. They have a right to be private. And then suddenly in this global media, everything private comes public. And rather, it is like painting. Rather than value the painting or the work of the person, suddenly it becomes more mystery, their life. It becomes business, their life, the private life. Are they single? Are they married? Who they divorce? And their image and their stereotypes change with time. People become fanatic of these famous people sometimes, these famous artists and singers and people who make a lot of recognitions in life. But their image is going down. People, suddenly the friends who help them to grow, the people who put them in a pedestal like they are perfect, like they don't have any defects, like they don't look like human beings, suddenly they become the worst enemy. And sometimes that public figure is auto-destructive, self-destructive. They don't see, they become in a depression mood. They're starting to go slow, to go down. Because that is the problem when someone works for recognitions and not for their job or dignity, or it's just because they want to do that. They become fanatic of the public. It becomes like an audience that they need to survive. And it is so sad that the best friends becomes enemies. And people around them becomes very jealous because they start to earn and get money and get popularity, and they get houses and get a lot of fame and popularity, and it becomes like something destructive then. Their private life becomes destructive. People get involved in their private decisions, and they have a right to a private life too. So I think the negative stereotypes becomes with, or fame and popularity becomes with a very, very big deal of sacrifice, in the sense of they have to work a lot in their image, how they look, how they talk. What do people think about them? Or what do they think about people? How they treat people, and then suddenly someone gets angry in an interview, and people think he or she must be perfect. It's like they don't want to recognize their mistakes. It's as if they were gods or perfect people. It's like people sometimes, groups don't conceive that these famous people who have stereotypes about themselves, and they make a lot of money with their image, either if they sing or they talk or they open a new business, for instance, their life becomes an example for others. But not just their public life, their private life becomes like an example. Sometimes they have good relationships with their family, their parents, their friends, and sometimes those relationships becomes very dangerous, becomes a relationship that can damage their image and can damage their humanity too. Why people, rather than destroying their image or talk about gossip, start to build something positive in others, some positive characteristic that helps that human being to grow better? They also have family, they have feelings, they have emotions, and it seems like people think that movie actors or actresses or theater people in theater or people who act should be always perfect, should be always the same thing, or they should appear the same thing. It's as if they don't evolve or evolutionate. They have a right to change. They may change their clothes, their mind, but not their spirit, because they are the same person, with or without popularity, with or without money, with or without fame, for instance. People are becoming famous in social networks. Young people are becoming famous in some social networks, for instance, in a very easy mood, in a very easy way, for instance. So let's help people to rebuild their image. Let's not think that everyone is perfect, that money can buy or repair a damaged image or something that is broken in the past. Human relations are really complex, are really complicated, and that's why we have many works, we have many books that talk about self-esteem or self-discipline, or how to measure an image, how to change people's attitude towards one individual. Let's help people who surround us to be better, because that's how people are going to help you too. Rather than destroy with gossips, with bad information, with mistakes or errors someone does, let's help build them a healthy, sane personality, because they have a right. They are human beings. They need recognition, but they need also peace. They need self-recognition, but also they need, in some way, self-esteem. Today we have a lot of books on how to be better, on how to become a better leader, or how to handle power. We have many experts talking about all these issues. And this is when the personal image from our home, becomes a public image. It's like a product that sells. It's like if people want to buy our private life, or they have a lot of interest in the private life of popular and famous people. They are curious. They have curiosity, how they live, what they eat, what is their religion or belief, how do they react in a public place, as if they were semi-gods, as if they were gods, as if they were perfect. And they are not. They are just human beings with a different position in life. I think with a different luck. They have more investment in their image. They have more money sometimes and power. But that is not going to last. What is going to last is a good, healthy relationship with others. What is going to last is a good, healthy relation with our own self. How we see ourselves. Because sometimes what public says, what public's opinion, it matters in that individual. It matters in that image, in that public image. And what really matters is what we think about our own selves, what we control, what we can do for others. How can we grow and help people to have better recognition without losing themselves, in power, in money, in fame, as if it's the most important thing. Some popular and famous people say that fame and having a lot of money is not good, is not positive for them. It's as if it's rather than something positive, it becomes something like very destructive in the future. It becomes like a curse. It becomes like something really sometimes really, really negative. These people cannot go to a mall or a shopping mall because everyone wants a picture with them. Everyone wants to know their phone number. And they are not able to do that because they are public people. They work for a business, or they work for different environments. They work for a TV commercial. They work for social networks. That's their job. That's how they make money. But their private life becomes very invasive too. Let's ask ourselves if we are helping others to build a better recognition, a better stereotype, a better image of themselves, or we are the ones who are trying to destroy, or we are trying to destroy what others did in the past. There are people who haven't by and start the gossip and start rumors, and sadly, sometimes that's what destroys an individual or a team or a group or a human being. Let's ask, what is our job in this planet? What is our future? What is our duty? Are we really happy? Are we really helping others to become better human beings, better individuals? Are we focusing just on fame, money, and popularity? Or are people really focused on being happy with their job? Not being a conformist. I'm not saying to be a conformist. It's very natural to reach something better. It's very natural to have something better sometimes, but not at the point where the human being is in danger or his or her emotions are in danger. Let's ask ourselves, what are we going to do in the future after the pandemic? How are we going to change, and how are we affecting others, or how are we benefit others in their personal lives? What I'm saying, what I write in a public place, in a social network, it may help someone, but also it may harm someone else. So we must be very, very careful about this. One comment, one reaction can help someone to be a better human being, or can help to destroy another human being and become a very depressive human being. This is when someone just listens to others and they don't listen to their spirit, they don't listen to their heart. They don't care about themselves, they just care about others and their opinions. And that's not really, really very positive. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and I hope to make more podcasts in the future. I hope you enjoy this podcast, and I will broadcast more podcasts in my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for listening to me. Good night.